Welcome to another episode of More Than a Barber. I am your host, AP, and today we have a very unique episode. And we want you to do us a favor before we get into this episode. Like and share this episode with another barber that you know needs the best barber content that can help them level up their career. As you know, that this is a podcast that we take the time to bring in the best guests. We bring in the best content so that you can utilize this content and go through the roof. That's right. Go through the roof. And so today we have an episode where we just want to do a motivational moment where a lot of times we talk to barbers on our show and we hear barbers share their story and we hear barbers just kind of talk about where they are currently in their career. And lately, I've been hearing a lot of barbers talk about burnout, talk about being discouraged, talk about why is this even something that they want to do anymore. But I want to tell you, if you are stumbling upon this podcast episode, that means that you gotta keep going. That's right. You got to lock in and you got to keep going. Reason why I'm saying that is because burnout, that's right. Burnout is a real thing. Wanting to give up, wanting to quit, that's a real thing. In fact, that's all a part of the process of wanting to become an entrepreneur. Whether you are a content creator, whether you are a barber, whether you're a stylist, it doesn't matter the career path. It just matters that it's part of the journey. If you are burnt out, that means possibly your content needs an upgrade. It's kind of like you driving your car and you need an oil change or you need a reset. You possibly need a reset. So this episode, as we're talking through it, I just wanted to share with you a few things lately. As you know, that we have been working through the process of this show, making sure that we bring the best content. A lot of barbers are just pushing out content just to say, hey, yo, I did something, or hey, yo, I pushed this content out today, just to say you posted. But for me, I've learned in my years of just kind of learning content, things of that nature, that you want to post value. You don't want to just post just to say you post and to check off the box. But what are your clients or what of your community? What are they benefiting from your actual content? Are they benefiting value or are they benefiting something that you're just pushing out there? You know, oftentimes, you know, when we are cooking a meal or when we are doing things, you know, you can cook with love or you can cook with just pushing something out there just to eat a meal. But I want something that tastes good, that look good, presentation is there. And that's similar to the content that we're talking about. Like, don't just push out something just to say you did it, but push something out that's going to be of value, that's going to help the next barber coming up behind you. And more importantly, something that you're proud of. Are you even proud of the content that you're pushing out? Do you even like the work that you're doing? And if not, that's probably why you're getting burnt out really quick. So how do you reset? How do you stay inspired? How do you make sure that the content that you want to push out, or even the work, the haircuts that you're pushing out? Sometimes you need a boost. You need to recalibrate yourself in order to keep going, because are you in it for the long haul? And if you are, you have to set those parameters, bro, in order for you to be able to have that sustainability. And so I wanted to motivate and inspire today, because as I'm motivating and helping you, I'm helping myself as it relates to keep going. That's right. Keep going. Shout out to Neil Davis for this statement. He said, it has to work or it has to work. There's no other option. You got to make this work. And if you don't make this work, what you going to do? You're going to fumble the bag. You're going to give up. And if you give up in this area, I've learned that how you do one thing is how you do everything. You're going to give up in other areas. So make this work. And how you make this work is surrounding yourself around the right community, surrounding yourself around the right pieces of content that's going to give you the value and the motivation that you need in order to get to where you're trying to go. What do I mean by getting where you're trying to go? A lot of barbers get into this industry without an exit strategy. They get into this industry without knowing a game plan to get to a certain level of multiple streams of income. They're just getting into it because they were inspired by someone else that they are fans of, someone else that inspired them. But when you get into a project or when you get into an industry such as the barber industry, there's levels to this. Like you could just get into the industry to make money, but you also can get into this to make an impact. And how do you make an impact? By keeping your tools sharpened, by expanding your borders, by going to the shows and not just going to take a picture to say you went, but by going to say, I got some information that's going to challenge me and inspire me to level up in my career. And so I wanted to inspire several barbers, whether you're a female barber, male barber, it doesn't matter what type of barber you are, wherever you come from. More importantly, this episode is to strictly inspire and motivate. You got so many barbers that have stories and how they came into the industry and how they were ready to give up. And I always say that there is somebody out there that story is worse than yours, and they figured out a way to still make it work. So really, you don't have an excuse. I don't have an excuse. There's somebody that's sleeping in their car. There's somebody that's sleeping in, a park or whatever, and they're making it work. They're making it work. And maybe we'll make this the title, Make It Work, because you have to make it work, bro. Like if you are in this industry and you know that you want to go through the roof with multiple streams of income, you want to create a product, you want to make sure that what you are bringing to the table actually works, then man, you got to surround yourself around the right people, the right community, and make sure that you are not giving up at the first storm that comes your way. Because there are things that are going to happen in this industry as you're trying to matriculate to the top and whatever the top looks like to you. That's going to happen to where it may knock you off your square. That's life. That's how life happens. But I would argue the most successful people are not the ones who have a big bag, but it's the ones who overcame the storms along the way to getting the big bag. And so that's what makes you stand out. That's what makes me stand out. Not just by how much clientele you have or how booked you are or how many awards you won at a show. It's about how did you overcome even in those moments of wanting to give up, because it's a real thing. Tip number one, how to bounce back from wanting to give up and even throwing in the towel is check your circle. Who's holding you accountable? Who's making sure you're staying locked in even when you feel like, you know what, I got to give up, man. This ain't working out for me. Who's in your circle? Who's in your corner? And some barbers be like, bro, I ain't got no friends. I don't lock in with people. That's not my thing. That's not what that's not me. I'm an introvert. I stay to myself. That's cool. But in this industry, you got to network if you want to win. You got to surround yourself around people that are better than you. I always try to get in rooms to where I am not the sharpest in the room, because that's going to make me sharp. It's going to inspire me. I'm literally on purpose getting ready to spend money to go to a show because I need some motivation. I need some inspiration. I need to be around 7- and 8-figure earners in this industry so that I can get some motivation. A lot of times you feel that discouragement and you don't know which way to go and how to bounce back. Well, I'm telling you, and tip number one, your circle has to push and inspire you to keep going. And number two, you got to network. We alluded to it in point number one, but in point number two, you got to network. Like, what you tune into, you turn into. I say that all the time in this episode on our show. What you tune into, you turn into. Like, are you spending more time scrolling, trying to become a better barber? Or are you spending more time scrolling on TikTok to become a better influencer? What is it? I don't know. But I know for me, I'm networking my way through this journey called barbering, because I feel like I can bring something to the table, but 2 people coming together or 3 people coming together with different mindsets, but we're like-minded, man, we can go through the roof. And you got too many barbers that are jealous and that are in competition secretly with one another, and they want to be around you just to get the game and then go and do their own thing. But I'm not into that. I'm not into locking in with barbers who trying to just steal content or steal ideas and then take ownership of it. I'm not on that. But what I am on is I'm on trying to help, trying to inspire, and trying to motivate. That's it. And number 3, you want to make sure that your mindset is clear. Too much clutter can make you go crazy as a barber, because we hear a lot. We talk to so many clients and we hear so many things as we are moving throughout the day with our clients, and our mindsets become so cluttered that you can hear something that's going to help you, but your mindset is not clear, so you're not really paying attention to what it is that's going to help you. Man, your mindset got to be clear. Mindset should have been number 1, because everything boils down to mindset. What is your mindset on investing in yourself? What is your mindset on going to get a mentor? What is your mindset on taking a significant amount of money and investing it in yourself in an expensive way? Make the investment so that you won't be the barber that's short-lived. You know, overnight success, don't believe in it. But the barber that invests more in himself, that's the barber that's going to win in this industry. It doesn't matter where you cut, in a suite, behind a chair at a barber shop, like an actual shop. It doesn't matter. Mobile barber, it doesn't matter where you cut and how you cut. What matters is making sure your mindset is clear and you are investing back into yourself. So it's like this: work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and you will always have multiple streams of income. That's a fact. So how are you working on yourself to, how can I say it? Working on yourself to make sure that you are becoming the best version of yourself, the best barber. A lot of barbers are in it for the wrong reason, and that's money. Money comes, money goes, but the sustainability is you having that mindset to say, yo, I'm in this to make an impact, not just on my clients, but even on my fellow constituents, other barbers, my peers. Because barbers we are watching one another, but we also bring something to the table. You know, it's 8 billion people in the world. But out of those 8 billion people, every barber, every person has a different thumbprint, which means that we uniquely bring something to the table that only we can bring to the table. And so with that, I just wanted to bring a motivational moment for all of our community that's locking in with us to say, man, it's real. What are you going to do when you burn out? What are you going to do when you feel like giving up? And again, if you tapped into this episode, which is a very special episode for those that are feeling like they're not good enough or feeling like they're burnt out, then you tapped into an episode that's pushing you to keep going. Make sure you lock in. This is only to help you to be motivated by where you are. And look, you're one click away. You're one haircut away. You're one invention away from becoming the best version of yourself. Let's go.